Hi guys, doing a quick recording stream today for part 14 of the Metroidvania series. Let me see if let me just double check to see if I'm live. And then I can get started. Okay, so part 14 is a very simple part. Well, it took me very long to write the article, even though it was simple. I was stuck with how to organize the scripts. But in essence, what we are working on with part 14, right, is that we have a problem with our pickup scripts because after part 14, I'm going to be implementing a save system that is going to be new and improved because of a couple of problems that we had with our old save system, right? So this new save system will be a lot more dynamic and it will be a lot easier to manage. But then for this new save system to work, our codes must be better planned, and the pickup scripts that we have in this project are not that well planned. Let me show you what I mean, alright? So we have a set of 6 scripts for unlocking different abilities on the player, and you will see that these 6 scripts are separated into, well, they are all just different files, but they do the same thing. So if you were to look at all the pickup scripts, right, for unlocking abilities, okay, so these are all the scripts. We have wall jump, variable jump, upcast, sidecast, downcast, and dash, and codes are the same. All right. So whenever we have the same set of codes, right, generally you don't repeat the code. Okay, and that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna create a couple of scripts, just a few, definitely lesser than the number of ability scripts that we have right now. And all of these scripts, right, will allow us to, like this, we have one script, for example, for managing unlocking abilities, and one script for managing upgrade pickups, which is the other thing I wanted to talk about here. So our upgrade pickups have the same issue. Our upgrade pickups in the project so far, right? Let me see, where are they? We have add mana orbs. This one adds an extra mana orb for the character. And then we have one for adding health, which is increase max health. And again, you will see both of the scripts are the same. They have the same variables, they have the same structure, the same start function, the same trigger enter, the same show UI. So because the scripts are the same, it's inefficient because the scripts are repeated. And when you want to create more pickups like that in the future, you will copy and paste the same script, which, I mean, it works, but it's not the best way to do it. And if you wanted to change some fundamental mechanic, right, about, let's say, how pickups work, right, you would have to modify all your scripts. So like, for example, if I wanted to change something about all my unlock scripts, right, I can't just change one script and have it apply to all my different unlocks. I have to manually change every script that is an unlock that unlocks the ability. And this is less than ideal. So we're going to bring in a concept called inheritance to help us to organize and reduce the number of scripts that we have on pickups, but still keep the same functionality. And actually we're going to add one extra functionality to all our pickups. Okay, because in the previous part we have created blue health, and then this part here we are going to create a pickup that gives the character blue health as well. So all of this stuff will be covered in all the in the new pickup scripts that we have created. And to start this off, right, we just have one granddaddy, one grandfather script. Okay, I have 5 scripts here planned. I have a grandfather pickup script that is going to allow us to create instant pickups or pop-up pickups, out of which we have 2 kinds of pop-up pickups. One which is the unlockability pickup, and the other one which is the upgrade pickups. Because of all the 8 existing pickups that we have, all of them, when you pick them up, it shows you something on the screen. So when you unlock an ability, it shows you a screen that says what ability you've unlocked, and if you have upgraded either your health or your mana, you will get a circle that fills up. And then you have to pick up a number of these items to get the full fill, and then to get an extra health or extra mana unit. All right, so we are gonna create a class of pickups that doesn't have a pop-up, and then we'll have a class of pickups that has a pop-up, and then they will segregate into different classes because the upgrade pickup works a little differently from the unlock ability pickup. Okay, so I'll explain the details of these different scripts as we go along. All right, for now, let's just grab the grandfather pickup script here. It's gonna be abstract, but I'm gonna explain just on the rough how this pickup script will work. Okay, so this pickup script is meant to represent all the pickups that we have, and then later on all the other pickup scripts will build on top of this abstract pickup script. So why is this abstract? Okay, this is abstract because this script is not meant to be attached as a component in your inspector. So let me just add this onto the project first. You want to create a new pickup folder. Okay, you can put it anywhere you want. I'm just gonna keep it in a pickups folder. And then this is the grandfather script. Okay, so the first thing in this script you will see is that it's abstract, and the reason it is abstract is because if a script is abstract, then you will not be able to attach it. So if I were to try and attach a pickup script, you are not able to do it. All right, so what a pickup script does, right? It just defines a couple of basic variables that we'll be using across all our pickups, and it defines a way for us to control animations as well. And then there's update function that controls the animation. There's a start function that this is for the animation as well. And then we have on trigger enter 2D that fires the pickup. And then when the pickup is fired, there are going to be 3 parts to it. Okay, so when a pickup is fired, it's going to fire this I enumerator called handle use. And then this will fire touch. It will wait for some time. It will fire use. It will wait for some time. And it will fire used. So how this handle use works, right, is it gives all of our pickups a very systematic way. It gives us a very systematic way of hooking different functionalities onto our pickups, because again, this is a grandfather script, right? Okay, later on the scripts that we create will inherit from the pickup script, which means that inheritance just means that you inherit all the functions as well as all the variables that we have here. So whatever functionalities that we have on the pickup class will also carry over to the rest of our pickup scripts. So this gives us a way to copy a script over to another script without actually copying the actual text. Alright, and then we have a delay function that basically just gives us a wait. And the reason why our delay function has a wait for seconds real time is because, actually, is this used? It's used, right? It's because we are able to pause our game and we want the delay to not be affected by us pausing our game with the escape key. In part 11, we created a system that allowed us to pause the game, and then there's time stop as well, right? Okay, so this takes into account the pausing in the game manager. So the main thing about the pickup script is really the handle use, and then in the pickup script itself we have a use delay, and then we have a used delay as well. Okay, so this fires 3 functions at different timings, and then these functions are meant to be overridden by the scripts in our upcoming pickup classes. Okay, so let me just get into creating the instant pickup class as well first, and then from there I can show you the components. I can show you the instant pickup component, and from that I can tell you more about how the pickup class is supposed to work. Okay, in the article that we have for this part, we also explain a few more things about how the different variables inside the pickup class works. Like, for example, the animations, why is there animation thing here, and the use delay and used delay. So if you prefer to use a reading medium to understand what we're doing here, you can always refer to our articles, provided you are a patron. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is the instant pickup, which is an attachable version of our pickup, and it's a lot simpler because it just overrides the use function. So all of our pickups in this part, right, will inherit from the pickup class. So basically, they're inheriting all the code that is inside the pickup class. So all of our scripts, you will see some of them are going to be very short, but that doesn't mean that they lack functionality. It's just we're copying scripts over and just modifying certain parts of the script. And this is a much more efficient way for us to organize our scripts, because firstly, it makes it very easy for us to apply global changes. If I wanted to change the way that, for example, all pickups worked, I can just look at the pickup script. And then if I wanted to change the way that an instant pickup worked, then I would change just the instant pickup script. So this is really convenient. And the instant pickup, what it does is very simple. It just has different rewards. And basically, this is a way for us to give bonus health or mana or excess health. But because in the Hollow Knight game we only have excess health that is picked up, because for health you don't really get health pickups in Hollow Knight. You don't get mana pickups as well. You only get excess health pickups, right? The blue health. Okay, so because of that, it's by default set so that it gives one excess health. But if you wanted pickups to give other things as well, then you can also use the instant pickup. Alright, we haven't had coins implemented in the game yet, but if you have implemented coins in your own project, you can just add one more variable as well for coins. Okay, so instant pickups can be easily modified. If you have more resources, if you have different kinds of resources in your game, then you want to modify the instant pickup accordingly. And the use function, this is where you apply the effects of the pickup. And here you call base use, because in pickup, when you do a base.use, what it's doing is it's calling the use function on the parent, which is right here. And this just marks use as true so that it doesn't get picked up again. Okay, but it's essential that you call this. One more thing I wanted to show you, talk about, is that you'll see all the functions that we have here are virtual. And this again ties into the fact that the pickup class is supposed to be the grandfather class. Because when a function is marked as virtual, you can override it. Overriding just means that you are overwriting whatever the parent function does and adding your own twist on it. Okay, so when you add your own twist on it, you can use the parent function first, followed by your own instructions, or you can just leave this one out as well. So it's fine to leave this one out if you're building an overrideable function. In our case, we can't leave it out because our pickup class actually does something in the function. Okay, so this is just a quick glimpse of how the whole pickup structure that we have is going to work. And what I'm going to do as well is, now that we have the instant pickup set up, I'm just going to open a scene and set up a blue health pickup, just to show you how this instant pickup works and just how the pickup class works in general. Let me just go to cave 1, and it's gonna take some time to load this. It's not gonna be purple. Okay, my project has invalid dependencies, so I'm gonna have to go in and fix this. I think my editor will have to cut this out then, because it was going really fast, and it looks like we have a small issue here. Render pipelines. What is the setting for the other project? So if you're typing on chat, if there's anyone on chat, I'm not going to be very responsive on chat today, I'm sorry. But the next stream I will be, just because I've turned off music and I've turned off chat notifications as well. Because with the chat notifications, it makes the videos harder to edit. So where is this manifest here? Let me just close OneDrive as well, just to not slow down my computer. 12.16. I think I'm gonna have to reload the project, right? Do I have to? Or does this work? I hope this works. It's quite a silly thing to get stuck on, you know, like the packages. Goodness. Okay, just give me some time to set this up. Project. I think this is gonna work now. Fingers crossed. This works. All right, now it's loaded. Let me create the blue health pickup that uses the instant pickup script. I'm gonna create a new 2D object, which is a sprite. It's just gonna be a square right now. Layer is gonna be foreground, and I'll move this one here. And what I'm gonna do then is we have some new hard sprites from the last part, right? So that hard sprite is going to be used right here with our hard stuff, and let's put a new hard sprite in right here. I think I'm gonna have to scale this down. Scale this down to 0.25, 0.25, and I'm just gonna color it blue because it's blue health, right? Then everything else is fine. Let me just get a more pure blue color here. And inside this is just gonna be called blue heart. You can call it anything you want, really. I'm just gonna call it blue heart pickup. I will add another sprite to it as well. This will serve as like the outline right here. It's gonna be a little bit bigger than our heart, and I'm just gonna make it black so that it can serve as the outline. Doesn't work well. It's on default layer. It should be right here. Okay, this maybe should be the black one, and then this one should be blue. Kind of got our ordering a little wrong here. So then we get an outline for our heart like this, and this will be heart sprite 1, and the other one will be heart sprite 0. Sorry, this is correct one. This is the outline, right? Heart sprite 0, heart sprite 1. Okay, and I'm just gonna do the layering. So this will be the fill. So I'm just gonna make this similar to the other hard pickup that we have, because the other hard pickup that we have has a fill and it has a light as well. So I'm just gonna have a fill here and just have a light. This would be, it's a light 2D, right? It's bright light or something. Add a light 2D to it. Let me see what the light settings are for max health. Just copy and paste this light over here, actually. Might be a good idea. This gives me a light on this pickup, right? Provided I've got to set this to center of the heart. And then I'll just give this one a blue tinge, just because it's a blue heart, right? Okay, so just a simple light pickup, blue heart pickup prefab. I'm just gonna add an instant pickup to it, and this is where the crux of it lies. I've got everything set up, and I'm just gonna add a circle collider as well. And the circle collider is a trigger, right? So this allows our pickup to work. So there are a couple of, for our pickup scripts, right? The new pickup scripts, there are going to be a couple of variables that are going to be global. Okay, there's a use delay, which controls how long it takes before the effects apply to the character. So if you wanted, for example, after picking up the pickup, for the effects to apply only after half a second, then you would set this to 0.5. And then use delay is how long it takes for the used function to fire, and the used function that's used with a D at the end. Okay, how long it takes for the use function to fire, that's what the use delay controls. So if, for example, if I set use delay to 0.5 and I set used delay to 2, right, then the whole process will take 2.5 seconds. The effects will take half a second to apply, and then the heart itself will take 2 seconds to go away, because when the pickup is used, then it will get destroyed. And this value here should, I don't know why it's 0.2 here, there shouldn't be any 0.2. Let me just update the article as well. Where is my pickup script here? Because there shouldn't be any extra delay. I don't want to have any extra delay on my article, you know. I mean, not on the pickup. So we have use delay and use delay that controls how long it takes for the effects to apply. And I'm just gonna set both of these to 0. And for use delay, I'll just have a small 0.2 second delay, just so that the heart doesn't instantly disappear when I touch it. It takes a while for it to go away. Okay, but effects apply instantly. That's important. And then we also have this animation attribute, which is probably the more important one. How it's implemented is inside the start and the update functions. But how this works is, now what is going on here? Where is my character? Character is just falling off the scene. Not ideal. Okay, so this is a save issue that I can easily fix by just moving the character back up here. And subsequently, I don't think I'll have the same issue. We'll be retooling the save system so this doesn't ever happen again. But now when I pick up, you see it takes a while for it to disappear. And that's because of my use delay here. So if you don't like that it takes a while for the pickup to disappear, we can just reduce the use delay to say 0.05 or something. And then the more important thing is that you will notice that the pickup has animation. And when you modify the pickup itself, like the animations here, you will see this changes the way it animates. And frequency as well is just how fast the animation runs. So if you reduce the frequency, you increase direction, you will get like very intense. Isn't the frequency also increasing the frequency makes it go faster? Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, so if you wanted it to bounce around very fast, then you can, you know, just play around the values here. The other thing here is torque, which causes it to rotate. So if I have a torque of, let's say, 180, you see this thing start to rotate. But because we're using a 3D camera here, the torque doesn't really work that well. But if you use a 2D camera, you don't have parallax scrolling in your game, then this rotation will come in handy. So these are just things that I coded into the pickup script that applies to all the pickups, which will make it very, very fun and very easy for us to configure different settings for our pickups. You can also make pickups rotate laterally like this. Let me just restart the whole thing and show you. Okay, so there are 3 axes of rotation for a pickup. So you can also get the pickup to rotate, for example, like that. Okay, if that's your thing, you know, it depends on what kind of pickup you want to have. When you pick it up, then it goes away, it applies the effects. But something's missing here because the blue heart doesn't seem to be applying to the player character, so I'm gonna have to figure out why. Let me see if the excess health here actually applies. Doesn't apply. Why doesn't it apply? Because excess health here gets added onto the character. Excess health here is set to 1, right? Why is it not applying? Let me just debug the script for a while, yeah? Just added some excess health, but it's not applying. Okay, let me just have a look at the player script to see what's going on. I didn't expect this to not work. Thought this would apply well, snag, you know. Excess health. Excess health not equals to value 0 excess health. Oh, there's a little bug here on the script now. This should be mathf clamp value 0 excess health. This is in the this should be mathf. So just a little error on the script. That I'll have to dump into the editor as well. Okay, so now it works. Just a small little error over here in the coding of our player controller script, right? The excess health script here is supposed to show mathf.max and then value 0. Otherwise, you will not be able to add anything to the excess health because the limit previously it was a clamp, and then we were clamping to the excess health value here. So if the excess health is 0, then we'll never go beyond 0, and then we'll never be able to add excess health to the character. Alright, so it's just a little problem with the script over here. So now that it's fixed, we have a pickup that gives us excess health, and it's simple enough, right? Just have an instant pickup script. You can just apply it to the character, and then this gives you extra health. And of course, you can test it with other things as well. If you wanted something that gives you mana, for example, right? I can just give maybe 1 excess health and 1 mana, and you will see that when I pick this item up, this gives me mana as well. Alright, same thing again for the health. If I wanted to award extra health, then I can just add extra health, which is right here, extra health. If I wanted to give me extra health, let's say 2 extra health, 1 excess health. Okay, so it gives 2, 1, 1. And if I'll have to damage myself to be able to see the effects. If I just pick this up, it just gives me 2 health. But if I get myself hurt and I drop the pickup there, you know, it will give me the effect that I want. Let me just get hurt here. Alright, and then if I pick this up, this gives me 2 health. Of course, some mana as well. Excess mana, it gives it as well, but you will need to have excess mana. So right now my character stats have no excess mana, which is why this doesn't work as well. Because there's no excess mana, so I can't gain excess mana. Alright, but this is the instant pickup in a nutshell. And in the pickup that we have, the pickup script that we have, we also have a, I think this is an outdated script, isn't it? Because we have a pickup effect prefab, which I actually changed the script, and I think I forgot to update the. Okay, so my pickup script had missed out certain things because we do also have a destroy effect prefab and a. Okay, this is the old script, and this is actually the new one. Let me just update this in the article itself as well. This is the old one. We don't have this anymore. And we have this new thing here. Pickup effect prefab does not exist in the current context. Pickup effect prefab is in touch. I think I'm gonna have to re-record this then, because the pickup section has some stuff that's wrong. It's not the most ideal, but let me just run through the entire process here. I'm gonna have to re-record this, I think, so that the codes are correct. But the instant pickup now works, and what I wanted to show was that we have, well, this destroy effect prefab and target effect prefab as well under the animation. And this allows us to attach different kinds of animations onto the pickup when it's picked up. So let me just create a couple of simple animations so I can demonstrate this. I'm just gonna go to the prefabs folder, and let's just attach some basic effects onto the pickup. Alright, so I have a blood spurt pickup here. If I, for example, attach this target, and then I attach, say, a different effect, this is slash effect, right, onto the, does this work, slash effect? Okay, not really, because slash effect doesn't have a particle. Let's use something else then. Let's use the unlocking particle effect then. We have unlocking effect here. So if I attach this to destroy effect prefab, and then I attach blood spurt, you will see that now some effects will play when the pickup is, well, it's picked up. Yeah, so this allows us to very easily attach new effects to our particle, new visual effects to our pickups, which is always great to have. And then we have two different kinds of we have two different fields here for attaching two different effects. So the target effect prefab, this one fires when this one fires on the player and it follows the player around, versus the destroy effect prefab, which plays on the object itself. So if I can show this to you in slow motion. Okay, the effect goes away too fast. I have to try this again. Okay, so when I pick this up, you will see the black effect which is the one that plays on the player. It follows the player around, whereas the other one doesn't follow the player around. It plays on the spot. So the new pickup script is also designed in such a way that it makes it easy for us to add effects to our pickups, which is always a plus. And because some of our old pickups already have that effect, right? Okay, so we have to find some way for ourselves to attach these scripts, these effects to our old pickups as well. All right, so now that instant pickup is set up, the other thing that we have to set up is the, okay, just let me see how much else. I'm sorry, Donut. I was recording something here. Let me see. I'm thinking I'll just redo this tomorrow because I have to re-explain stuff. Let me see how much else of the article. All right, I'll just quickly run through the rest of the article. I mean the rest of the content, and then tomorrow, if I'll see if this is good enough. If not, tomorrow I'll re-record it. Okay, so that's our instant pickup. Okay, we've done with you can attach visual effects to the instant pickup, and it will look nicer. Now the rest of our pickup scripts, right, are going to be working along the same lines. Let's work on the pop-up pickup first. So the pop-up pickup will be the script that, because in our other pickups, right, if you pick up something, you will notice that there is a UI thing that appears. Let me just grab the other unlock for us to be able to see this. This jump is pretty hard to do, huh? So if you pick something up, you will see that there is a pop-up that appears like this. Okay, so we are gonna have to code this into our pickups as well. So we have the pop-up pickup script, which is right here. And let me just add this script onto the project, and I'll explain what the script does and how it works. Alright, so the pop-up pickup is it works similarly to the instant pickup in the sense that it inherits the pickup script, and this gives it all the functions and all the variables in the pickup script. So then we have like the touch function, the use function, the used function, all of this stuff. Okay, the touch function is just there to stop time, because for our pop-up scripts, right, it actually pauses the game. Or actually it doesn't, right? But we actually want the game to pause. And the reason why we want a game to pause is because otherwise when the pop-up appears and you can still move, it's pretty disruptive. So we pause the game for the amount of time that the pop-up takes to apply. And then from there, we activate a pop-up, and then we deactivate a pop-up after some time. And then we label the object used, which destroys it. And then there is this reset function here as well, which I'll explain later. The reset function is just there so that when you attach any pickup that is a pop-up pickup, it will set the use delay and the use delay to be certain values. These values are in line with all the old scripts that we have because our canvases, they all last for, okay, this one lasts only for 0.5 and 2.5 seconds, but I think some of the unlock actually last 0.5 and 4 seconds. And that is the reason why the defaults are 0.5 and 4. So it's just the same thing, but then we are just presenting in a different way to avoid the code repeating itself. And this pop-up pickup class is again abstract, and it's abstract because it's not meant to be attached. Because under the pop-up pickup class, if you recall, we have two other classes. And the first class is the unlock ability script. But for this, for us to be able to implement this class, we'll first have to make some modifications to our player controller script, because otherwise it's gonna be pretty messy for us to do this. And let me explain to you in more detail why. Okay, we're gonna replace all these 6 booleans on the player with a single variable called abilities. And this abilities boolean, this is not a boolean, this is an enumeration. This abilities enumeration is basically, okay, let me just copy and paste this in, because after we update this variable, we just have to change various parts of the script that refer to the boolean itself, and then change it so that it checks the ability enumeration and checks whether the abilities wall jump is activated, and so on and so forth. So it's a pretty straightforward piece of script. So let me just copy and paste script over here into player controller, and I have to make sure the excess health change here is correct as well, because this shouldn't be clamped. This should be math value and 0. I don't know what I was thinking when I made this max. Let me just update the article as well. Make sure the values are correct. Math app change to math. Math app max value and 0. This whole thing is highlighted. Then this section here is removed. So when we update the abilities booleans, right, what this gives us on the player is the player now, instead of having 6 booleans to control his abilities, he has a drop down. But because by removing these booleans, it affects the save data script as well. So this creates some errors on the save data script, because we have to replace all references to the player booleans, which are right here. We have to replace all of these booleans with new reference to player abilities instead. So we have to update the player data, the save data, to refer to the correct variables for our script to work. So we have to update both the save data and the player controller scripts before we can start to see the results of our script updates. So the player data, save data is inside the singletons folder right here. And now that it's updated, okay, one more thing we have to do, because we've removed the booleans, we have to remove our old ability scripts as well. And we will finally start to see the result of our changes. which is that the old booleans will become. Why are the booleans still there? Did I update the script? Why are the booleans still here? Can't understand this. I think it didn't save. Let me just change the file. And now we have an issue with the inventory manager as well. Well, I guess we have to update this as well then. So this will become VPs. Let me just record this in the article as well then. Well, it's a good thing I did this stream check, make sure everything's point. Seems like we have a couple of issues. Updating save data. Updating the inventory. Similarly, also references. Oh, player inventory manager. So that means we have to update the inventory manager script as well. But this is actually pretty straightforward because it's just a matter of changing all references here. Activities. Flag. Up. Makes the line a little longer. So I can just copy this whole thing, and this would be sidecast. And this would be downcast. And then there's dash as well, right? There's dash, and there's a variable jump. And finally, we have unlock wall jump. So let me update the article of these lines as well. My script didn't have these errors previously. So kind of just came out of nowhere. Lock up. So this is gone as well. Favor of sidecast, upcast, it's downcast. We have dash. Variable jump and wall jump. Variable jump, wall jump. So we have to update 3 scripts here: player controller, save data, as well as inventory manager. So by applying all these changes, the player controller component here should have the section here with all the booleans should have become abilities here already, and then you can choose. So now you have a drop down of which abilities are unlocked on the player. So if let's say dash and wall jump are unlocked, you will see something like this. All right, it's a more compact way of signifying what abilities the player has. And what I like to do as well is just to give it a label. So I'm just gonna give it a new header and just call it miscellaneous like this. Just so that it doesn't fall into the abilities, it doesn't fall into the audio section. It has its own heading, you know. It makes everything neater. That the ability section here has its own heading, which means I'll have to again go back to the article and update some stuff. This is a really long script. It should be header miscellaneous. Okay, but we've got everything up now. So in our project, you should see under the player section, the ability here is a drop down that we can toggle between. So now we can grab the unlock ability pickup right here, and let's just drop the pickup script onto the project as usual. This will be unlock ability pickup. The script is going to be the same as the rest of our unlock scripts. Alright, so it just unlocks the ability, and then we have a destroy is learned boolean here. Let me just explain this part here because I think this part is the most important. When you pick up the ability, okay, after the pop-up and everything plays out, right? It's just going to unlock the ability for the player like this by using this bitwise operation. Bitwise operations are a little complex to explain in this video. So what I'm gonna do is just whenever you have an enum, right? An enum is basically a drop down like we've seen. Like we've seen right here, it's a drop down. So whenever you have an enum and you want to turn on the enum, right, you will use this symbol over here. This is bitwise OR, and it unlocks the enum for us. So when the ability is unlocked, basically this pickup will unlock the ability for the player. And once we copy and paste the unlock ability pickup, we can just go to the prefabs of all our unlocks and just make a couple of changes to the prefab itself. So this missing script here that came from us deleting the old script, right? We can just tag the unlock ability pickup, and then we can just select the ability that we want to unlock. So we just want to do this for dash, and also for the UI that is under the unlock, right? We want to add a UI screen, which is a component that we've created from the last part, and then from here just assign the canvas to the pop-up section over here, so that when you pick up the item, it pops up the canvas and it unlocks the ability for you. All right, once this is done, we also have to head over to our other kind of pickup, which is the upgrade pickup. And then over here, let's just grab a UI pickup notification. This is an extension of the UI screen script, which I will explain what it is and how it works very shortly. Let me just UI pickup notification. Okay, so we have a UI pickup notification here, and then we have a set field, and we have a field right here. Okay, so all of this stuff is because for our increased health and increased mana pickups, right? We actually have extra scripts. So under our increased health, for example, we have under the canvas, we have a script called hard shards, and this hard shard script basically it does the animation that animates the filling of the UI element when we pick up the item. So for that, we instead replace it with a UI pickup notification script. And what this does is it's just the same thing where we have a fill that fills up the hole, and then we have a set fill that allows us to set the start and the end of the fill. And then we also have an activate function that does the filling in, filling out, and then starts the filling. So with the UI pickup notification set up, we can now grab also the upgrade pickup right here. This is the last pickup script that we are working with. So drop this right here, and yeah, so the upgrade pickup here allows us to choose from two kinds of pickups, either health or mana. And this declares the enum so that we can have a type over here. And once this is done, I'll just head over to the increase max health to show you how you should change the script. You always want to modify the prefab because the prefab is the one that affects everything else. I'm going to remove this increase max health here and just going to add upgrade pickup. And this will be health. And for the pop-up, right, I will have to go to canvas, remove the hard shards, and then add a UI pickup notification. And all I gotta do is just edit and then just assign the fill here. And that is all. And then under increase max health, I just gotta assign the pop-up. So this is pretty straightforward. And you should see here it says UI pickup notification. You want to do this for increase max health and for the add op shard as well. So over here, I'm just gonna go into the prefab as well and remove the add mana op and add upgrade pickup. One thing I forgot as well is for the animation, right? We have to, let me just handle the canvas here as well first. Canvas and UI pickup notification, assign the fill here, and assign the canvas here. So for the upgrade pickup, I'm also gonna just, because there are particle effects that I have to assign, just gonna go to the op shard here and assign unlocking for the destroy effect. And same thing for my increase max health and increase max health here. I just gotta assign the unlocking prefab here as well. And we are done. So with all this done, when I pick up for increasing our max health, this should work, as well as for unlocking the abilities. Okay, this one isn't working, and I'm not sure why it isn't working. Let me just have another look here. Probably is the canvas is showing now. Why is it not appearing? Affected by, I think I gotta change this to nothing for the time scale. Not wrong. There we go. Okay, so something I missed out, but just gotta apply this then to both the, just set the UI to not be affected by time scale. I think this is important for all the unlocks as well, because otherwise the animations are not gonna show up. Okay, I'm probably gonna re-record this, but this is the gist of the part 14 changes. So perhaps I probably will do another stream tomorrow. I'll see how my timetable goes, because I've quite a few things to work on this weekend as well. But I'm sorry if I haven't been replying to your messages on chat, because this is it was meant to be a recording stream for content. But yeah, I'll probably record this again. But thanks for all your support as usual, and I'll see you again when I see you.